Hello everyone. In previous session we have completed two videos regarding the working with files. In the notepad file we are going to store our data, and in future when there is a requirement to fetch that record, such thing can be possible with the working of files. In our today's session we are going to learn the exception handling mechanism. So let us begin with today's session. Now the first question is, what is exception and how to handle certain types of exception which raise during the program. So exception is nothing but abnormal condition which arises in your code when you run a program. That means sometimes it may be possible that when you compile your program, when you execute the program, at that time some abnormal conditions occur, and due to that condition your program is terminated, and you don't understand the situation or fault, that due to what reason the exception is occurred. So that is abnormal condition in which the program is terminated. Now exceptions can be classified within two types. Number one, synchronous exception and asynchronous exception. Now what is synchronous exception? It occurs during program execution due to some fault in the input data or technique which is not suitable to handle the current class of data within the program, such as out of range, stack overflow and stack underflow. That means when you are going to execute your program, at that time due to some fault in the input data, or you use such kind of technique which is not suitable to handle current class of data, at that time that exception is known as synchronous exception. Now asynchronous exception means what? Generally it occurs by the events or faults external to the program and beyond the control of program, such as keyboard interrupts or hardware malfunctions or disk failure and so on. So when there is any hardware fault occurs, that exception is known as asynchronous exception. So exception is nothing but it is a abnormal condition which occurs during the runtime of code, and there are two types of exception. One is called synchronous exception and second is called asynchronous exception. Synchronous exception is generally occurred by the program. That means when you are going to execute the program, and when you are going to input some data, at that time class are not able to handle such kind of data. In such cases it will produce exception. Where asynchronous exception means abnormal conditions occur by the hardware failure. When there is a fault in a keyboard, or some hardware malfunctions are there, or some disk failure are there, in such situation asynchronous exception occurs. So this is the overview of exception handling. Now what is the requirement to handle exception? See, sometimes it may be possible that when you execute program and some abnormal termination of program is there, and you people don't understand that what is the fault in the program, right? So to avoid such kind of problem, you need to handle such kind of exception. So there are certain types of exception occurs when you run the program. Number one, syntax error is there. At that time it will show that syntax error occurs. Then it may be possible that you are trying to divide some number by 0. So at that time division by 0 error or exception occurs. Then we people know that any pointer variable always contains the address of other variable, but sometimes it may be possible that you are going to assign null pointer to any variable. So null pointer assignment is again a kind of exception which may occur during the runtime of program. Now stack overflow error is there. Sometimes it may be possible that you are going to store the value more than the capacity of any array. At that time stack overflow error occurs. Memory exhaustion. Sometimes you are trying to exhaust a memory, or you are trying to store the value more than the capacity of memory. At that time memory exhaustion occurs. Out of bound array subscript, that means you have taken array of size a of 5, say for example. So basically you are able to store 5 values inside variable a, but when you are going to store a of 6 data, at that time that is called array index out of bound. And last is called arithmetic overflow. Sometimes it may be possible that when you are going to perform any arithmetic operations, at that time any exception may raise during the arithmetic performance. So these all are the exceptions which may raise during the runtime rather than the compile time. See, there is a difference between runtime and compile time. So the syntax error or divisible by 0 error or above listed errors may be generated during runtime, not at the compile time. So whenever this type of exception occurs, at that time program is terminated unexpectedly. So to avoid such kind of program, or to avoid such kind of problem, we need to provide such kind of solution that program is not terminated unexpectedly. So here we are having first example of the requirement, or we can say need of exception handling mechanism. So over here I have taken very small program which represents exception raised during runtime of program. Here we have included two header file. We have taken void main. We declare integer a by 10 and b by 0, and c is the variable. Now we perform c equals to a divided by b. Over here you are able to see that value of a is 10 and value of b is 0. So that is a rule of mathematics that you cannot divide any value by 0. So in this particular case, when you are trying to run the program, at that time the program is terminated unexpectedly. Why? Because you cannot divide any value by 0. So the person does not know that in what condition or what is the problem. Due to that reason this particular program is terminated. So to avoid such kind of problem, you are having exception handling mechanism. There are various components which can be used with the exception handling, through which you are able to handle certain kinds of situation. You are having three different mechanisms. Number one, try. Number two, catch, and then throw. Now try means you are going to identify the code that will cause the exception. In this particular case, I know that this particular line may generate error. So we will put that particular block in the try block, because we can identify that that particular block can cause exception. So you need to put that block under the try block. Now catch means what? Whatever the code you are trying to execute, you need to catch certain type of exception using catch block. So get the information about exception and handle it. And throw is nothing but it is a report for the exception. So over here we have drawn the block of try, catch and throw. try will try to perform the operations which may be throw or invoke external function if needed. Now throw block means what? If any failure occurs, at that time it will throw particular object. And what is the role of catch block? Catch catches all the exceptions thrown within the try block or by which function invoked within a try block. So whenever try block is going to try to execute some particular block, but it may be possible that this block are not able to execute that particular block, at that time the code which is written inside catch block will be executed. So this both can be used for the exceptional handling mechanism. Now refer the syntax over here. We are having try, then the statement to monitor for the exception. That means you need to write that kind of statement which may occur some exception. That statement you need to put inside try block. Similarly, throw is a keyword and here is the name of exception and then semicolon. So whenever this particular exception occurs, at that time it will throw particular exception. So that name of exception you need to write with the throw block. Now catch is a keyword in using which you are having one argument, exception type, and then name of exception that you need to write. Which type of exception? The list of exception we have discussed over here. There are number of exceptions may occur, but here is a list of few of them. Syntax error, divisible by zero error, null pointer assignment, stack overflow, stack underflow, memory index, memory exhaustion, out of bound array exception, arithmetic overflow. These all are the types of exception. So with the catch block you can put the exceptions type and arguments and you can handle the exception. That means here you need to write the code to handle any exception. Now here is a note that Turbo C++ compiler does not support exception handling keyword, that is try, catch and throw. So remember one thing, that again in our lab we are having Turbo C++ compiler, so we are not having such kind of facility to run these particular programs, right? So if you want to run this program, at that time you need to use other editor, because Turbo C++ compiler does not give support regarding exceptional handling mechanism or keywords. So here is a list of program. First program is related with the try catch block. The same program we have taken, this one, right, that we are going to convert into the try catch block. I am going to put the code like this. Integer a equals to 10 and b equals to 0, and I have declared variable c. Now clear screen, try block open. If b is not equals to 0, that means b is the second variable, so the value of b is not 0, at that time only c equals to a divided by b and c out c. But yes, if b equals to 0, at that time we are going to throw the exception called b. What is the value of b? It is 0, and it will catch over here the exception occurs and number cannot be divided by 0, and over here 0 is printed because we have thrown the value of b and the value of b is 0. So 0 is catched over here and we have printed variable e. So the value of e is 0, and you will get message like number cannot divide by 0 and then 0. So in this way program is executed. Next is called multiple catch block. C++ gives you the facility to write more than one catch block for a particular try. Say for example, we have taken one UDF over here which contains name multi-catch. Inside that integer argument I have passed. So when I call multi-catch function, first time I have passed 1 and second time I have passed -1. So now for the first time the value of multi-catch would be 1. So over here when you catch this, at that time number equals to 1 for the first time. Now if 1 greater than 0, so this condition is true, so it will throw 1. What is the value of one data type? That is integer. So this catch block is executed and it will print integer exception on the screen. Similarly for the first time when multi-catch function is called, at that time value of number variable would be -1. So -1 is not greater than or equals to 0. So this particular condition is false. So else part is executed. It will throw 1.1 exception, which is a double number. So double exception is occurred. So in this way, in first case it will print integer exception, in second case it will print double exception. So in this way you are able to write multiple catch block with one try block. Next is called catch-all exception. When see there are certain conditions in which you want to write only a single catch block for all the throws. At that time you are having catch-all function or catch-all facility. Like our previous program, we have taken multi underscore catch over here. Inside that we have passed integer 1 and -1, 1 for the first time, -1 for the second time. So over here the value of number would be 1 for the first case, 1 is greater than or equals to 1, so it will throw 1. But over here when you want to catch the exception in the all cases, either it is 1 or it is 1.1, at that time catch all can be written using 3 dots. That means this is the syntax for catch all block. You just need to use catch keyword in the bracket, just you need to write 3 dots and you need to close the bracket. So in both the cases, see, refer the output. For the first time the value of number would be 1, so 1 greater than or equals to 1, condition is true, so it will throw 1 and it will catch and print exception occurs. Now again the code is executed, multi-catch into bracket -1, so number, the value of number equals to -1, so it will go into the else part and it will throw 1.1. Now see over here, for all the throws only one catch is there, so it will print exception occurs. So when you execute this particular program, at that time it will be printed exception occurs 2 times on the screen. In this particular program it will print integer exception, it will print double exception. In this particular block it will print number cannot divide by 0 and 0 would be the output. So I am repeating the output for all the programs because if you want to write these programs in the journal, then I am repeating the output for those people who want to write the output and program in the journal. So this is the first program, need of exception handling. When you compile this program and execute this program, at that time it will terminate the program and it gives you the error message like number cannot divide by 0. So program is terminated unexpectedly. Similarly, when we are trying to implement try catch block, at that time I am going to put this particular block into the try block because I know that this particular block may generate exception. So over here I have put that block inside try block and I am going to catch the particular error. So when the value of b is 0, At that time it will throw the b, value of b. So it will catch over here and it will initialize the value of e by the value of b, and value of b is 0. So it will print number cannot divide by 0, and it will print 0 on the screen. For the third program, we have taken the example of multiple catch block. Over here for the first time value of number would be 1, so it will throw integer exception. In the second time the value of number would be -1, so it will throw double exception, and it will print integer exception, double exception on the screen. C++ gives you the facility to write catch all block in all the throws. Whatever the throw you are throwing from the try block, it will execute only a single catch block. So catch all can be written using 3 dots inside the catch block, and it will print exception occurs in all the cases. That means for the first throw it will print exception occurs, for the second throw it will print exception occurs. Next is called rethrowing. That means, see, if two people are standing opposite to each other and one is going to give or pass the ball to the previous one, at that time again that person is going to rethrow the ball, right? So that is called rethrowing, and this particular program is important program, and this is the last program of this unit and our today's session. So let us try to understand the concept of rethrowing and exception. Over here we have taken one function called divide, and which contains two double argument. One is called x and other one is called y. In that we have printed inside function. We are trying to execute the if value of y double equals to 0.0, at that time it will throw the value of y, otherwise it will print the value of y and division of x. Now see how the program is executed. First of all, execution will start from the void main, then it will clear the screen, then it will print. Over here I have given the output also, so it will print inside main. So inside main is there. Now we are trying to divide the value 10 by 2.0, so it will go into the divide function and it will print inside function, and it will check the value of y. What is the value of y? 2.0. So else portion is executed and division is, and whatever the division is, it is printed. So over here division is 5.25 is printed. Now what happens? It will print end of function. So end of function is printed on the screen. Now what happens? We have called divide function for the second time, and with the value 20.0 and 0.0. So now what happens? The value of y would be 0.0 in this case. So over here y double equals to 0. First of all, let me explain the output. It will print inside function because it will go inside the function. Now it will check value of y double equals to 0. Condition is true, so it will throw the value of y. Y would be 0. So over here it will catch the value and it will print quote double inside function. So this line is printed. Now over here it again throws the error to the void main, right? So now what happens? Instead of printing end of function, see over here end of function is not printed like previous functions, right? Why? Because we are going to rethrow this particular exception to the void main, so it will catch over here and quote double inside main and end of main is printed. I am going to repeat this code once again because little bit of confusion may raise. So let us execute from the void main. The concept is called rethrowing. You just need to keep two persons which stands opposite of each other. That example you need to keep in mind, and one person contains ball in the hand, and the person 1 is going to throw the ball to the person 2, and 2 is again going to throw a ball to the person 1. So that is called the concept of rethrowing, rethrowing, right? So now what we are trying to do, first of all clear screen, then it will print inside main. So this line is printed. Now we are going to try to execute code. We have taken divide function 10.5 and 2.0, so it will go over here. The value of x is 10.5 and the value of y is 2.0. Now it will print inside function. Now it will check the value of y double equals to 0. The condition is false, so else part is executed, and division is, and division value is printed on the screen. So try executes its code, and end of function is printed. So this is the output of 4 line. Now what happens for the second time when you call divide method, but the value of y would be 0.0. So now what happens when you are trying to call divide function, at that time first of all it will print inside function, this one. Now what happens, it will check the value of y would be 0. So this is a true condition, so it will throw the value of y. What is the value of y? 0.0. So it will throw 0.0 to this particular catch block. So what is the thing which we have written inside this catch block? Quote double inside function. So that line is printed on the screen. Now what happens in the catch, again we are going to throw the things to void main, right? So that is called rethrowing. What happens, void main throws a ball to the void divide, and void divide again throws a ball to the void main. So when this particular throw statement is executed, that concept is called rethrowing, and it rethrows to the void main, and it will print quote double inside main, and the last line end of main is executed. So in this way program is executed. So this is the concept which is related with the exception handling mechanism. I am going to again give the overview of exception handling. An exception is nothing but it is a abnormal condition which occurs during the runtime execution of program. There are two types of exception which occurs during the program. One is called synchronous exception, other is called asynchronous exception. When synchronous exception occurs, at that time there is a fault from the data, or you are trying to input some invalid data into the program, and such as array index out of bound, or stack overflow, or stack underflow. Such kind of exception is known as synchronous exception. Similarly, asynchronous exception means what? When there is a fault in the hardware failure, at that time that exception is known as asynchronous exception. Generally keyboard interrupt is there, or some hardware malfunctions are there, or due to some reason disk failure may occur. In all the conditions you can say that asynchronous exception occurs. Now here is a list of exceptions which may occur during the program. Number 1, syntax error. Number 2, division by 0 error. Number 3, null pointer assignment. Number 4, stack overflow. Number 5, memory exhaustion. Number 6, out of bound array subscript. And number 7, arithmetic overflow. So this is a list of exceptions which may occur during the runtime rather than the compile time. Now whenever the exception occurs, at that time program is terminated unexpectedly, and user don't know that due to what reason the program is terminated. So here is the first program which we have taken without solving any exception. So in this case we have taken the c equals to a divided by b. Now you are able to see the value of b, that is 0. So you cannot divide any value by 0. So unexpectedly the program is terminated, and in such case user don't know due to what reason this particular program is terminated. So for that we are having various components using which we can handle certain exceptions which raise during the when we are going to run the program. We are having three blocks: try, catch and throw. Now generally we are going to put that kind of block in the try block which may cause any exception. Throw will throw the object to the void main, or it will throw the object to the catch block. Now catch block is responsible to catch all the exceptions which is thrown by the throw block and which occurs during the execution of try block. So throw and catch are the blocks which is related with the exception. Now here is the syntax which you need to keep in the mind. The try block will inside try block you need to put that statement which you want to monitor for the exception. Similarly you can write throw keyword, and whatever the exception you want to throw, that exception you need to write over here. Similarly catch is a block which will catch all the exception which may raise while you try to throw the exception. Here is the note we have put it that Turbo C compiler cannot interpret try, catch and throw block. So for the if you want to compile this kind of program, at that time you need to use some other editor. Now the first program which we have taken, that is c equals to a divided by b. So here I have listed try block. Inside try I have checked the value of b is not equals to 0. At that time we need to perform c equals to a divided by b. Otherwise we are going to throw the value of b which is 0 in this case, and we are going to catch that particular error, and it will print number cannot divide by 0 on the screen, as well as 0 is printed using variable e, and it will thrown by the variable b. Now C++ gives you the facility to write multiple catch block. So for that you just need to use multi-catch UDF. Inside that UDF I have declared one argument as an integer, other argument as a double. First time when you execute the program, at that time multi-catch block value contains 1, so it will throw one exception, so it will catch integer exception and it will print integer exception on the screen. For the second time the value I have passed, that is -1, so it will throw double exception and it prints double exception on the screen. Next is called catch all. Whatever the value you are going to throw, but in all the cases whatever the code you have written using catch all block will be executed, and catch all can be the syntax for catch all is 3 dots within the argument list. So whenever you are going to pass value 1 or -1, it will print exception occur in all the cases. The last program which we have shown regarding the rethrowing an exception, that means you need to assume that two people are standing together and they are playing with a ball, passing ball, right? And one people is going to pass ball to the other person, and again that person is trying to rethrow that ball to the same person. So over here we have taken divide method or function which contains double value of x and y. Over here from the void main, for the first time it will print inside main, then it will try to execute divide method with which we have passed 10.5 and 2.0. So it will check y would be 2.0, so else portion is executed and it will print division is, and whatever the value of division of x and y, that is printed, and end of function is printed. For the second time the value of y is 0, so it will print inside function for the first time, then value of y would be 0, so it will throw 0.0. It is catched over here. Quote double inside function is printed on the screen. Again you are going to rethrow the ball to the void main, so this code is not executed because it stops execution of this particular function and executes the catch block from the void main, and quote double inside main is printed, and at last end of main is printed. So in this way program is executed. Exception handling is a mechanism through which you can solve any problem, or you can handle any exception which raised during the execution of the program. Still we are having one topic pending, which is called Introduction to Template STL, which we will see in our next video. Goodbye everyone. Thank you all.